All right, so we're doing our recap today of our small account challenge, and we had a great day today. I actually think it's probably the biggest green day so far in the small account that we've had. So obviously really positive following up the two previous days, Monday and Tuesday this week. We're both $1,000 days, and then following up today with a $1,645 day, which is great. And it was on really low shares traded. I didn't trade that much today and was able to make some nice profits. And I did, even leave a lot on the table. I missed a couple moves that I would have liked to taken advantage of, but again, how do you complain when you're hitting your goal and it's relatively stress-free in the process, right? I was actually up, I think about 1850, somewhere around there on the day. So I did give back a little bit of profit, but that's okay. If you're getting a lot of green trades, it doesn't make sense to just all of a sudden quit, right? I mean, you could do that. However, if you feel like you're in the zone and you feel like you're seeing things really well and there's lots of opportunities in the market and momentum and whatever, and you're getting green trades, kind of makes sense to, although managing your risk while you're doing this, wait until you have a red trade and give back some of that profit and then say, you know what, okay, that's enough for today, unless a really, really, really great opportunity pops up. So I'm done for today. And when we're looking at the account equity, so yesterday we started with just about 10.2. Like I said, I figured with commissions and fees, that's probably where we were going to be at. And then so today, at the end of today, we're at 11,800. And I don't think there should be too many commissions and fees. So I'm going to say the worst, 11,750 will be the equity start of the day tomorrow. And then, if we're looking overall, right, this is now in the account, almost 12,000 in profit since the beginning of the small account challenge. So that's great. And this week has, like I said, been going really, really well. 3 green days, all green last week. And then I think there was the one green day on the Friday. So, just taking it as it comes. And today provided some opportunities. We'll go through a few of those right now. The biggest mover of the day, I guess I'll go through this one because I did trade it. This wasn't the biggest mover of the day. This was Mara. Mara, MARA, tends to move with Bitcoin. And so I was watching Bitcoin today because I do think there's a lot of long-term potential in this. So I have been keeping an eye on it the past couple of days. And so I was watching this morning. I don't have access to a Bitcoin chart, so I have to just pull up this one here. But so we can see here it's been consolidating sideways after this big drop. So I was looking for some support here at 30. It didn't, you don't see it on this wick here, but it did wick down to 30 and bought back up. And so I was looking for consolidation in between 33. So we had consolidation between here and then it, pushed up, and it had been consolidating underneath 35,000 here. And so I saw it, kind of just moving sideways, basing sideways, and holding these levels, holding above 34. And so as I saw it starting to move upwards to break through 35, well, that's when I ended up getting along on Mara, because Mara, MARA, had been consolidating sideways. You can see it. So the breakout here, right, is where we were talking about the breakout occurring on Bitcoin. So when I saw that happening, I took a starter position over the high here, it's over 22.39. So I took a starter position here over 22.40, and then I added over 22.50, and then ended up pushing up to 23.33. I didn't catch all of that I wasn't sure, what kind of action we were going to get. I just thought there was going to be initial breakout, so I wanted to capitalize on that, and I did. And so the biggest mover of the day, which I didn't catch as much as I would have liked to, was GameStop, GME. Now this is a joke kind of in reality, because you look at this stock, it's up 67%. It was up more than that because it was way up here at 30, almost $39, right? So and it's up on essentially nothing. There was some release of the holiday sales, but they weren't as they weren't like a knockout the park or anything like that. And they've reshuffled their board, so they have some new personnel that are advising, I guess, the company. So nothing crazy in terms of news for a catalyst to drive it up this much on a stock that is pretty well known. It's not like it's a small cap randomly that is getting a ton of volume, but it did have a ton of volume. And so it pushed up, it broke out, and just kept running up all day. So I got in and out of this a couple of times. I believe it got in for this breakout here. So you can see it's pushed up, consolidated sideways. I've talked about this before, and then continued higher, but I didn't expect the range in these moves. So I didn't expect for it to break over 28.95 and push all the way up to 38.65. That was not expected. So it was more scalping along the way. And even with this one, like you can see, the volume is going up, and you kind of keep looking for a volume top, like here. Right? It looks like it's going to be a volume top. It's the highest volume candle of the day, and then it just boom, keeps pushing higher. And then finally we get to volume top, but unfortunately there was no shares to short this, or I definitely would have been all over that. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. So, and who knows what's going to happen later on today with this one. It is consolidating sideways, and in the afternoon sometimes we get some spikes. So if this one breaks out over 35, then you might see it push back up into the end of the day. One that I really did trade well, we had talked about how it made this breakout, right? On the daily, we talked about Dash, DASH, DoorDash. So I got in this one at 199. So I wanted to get in at 198, but it started to move before I was able to get in. I had my alert set here, and then so the alert triggered, and then I pulled it up, and by the time I got into it, I just had to hit a limit order for 199. And the reason why I like this is because we talked about how the IPO opening candle here, the high of it was 195.50. And then yesterday this broke out over it and just closed above 196. Now that's telling us something. That's awareness of algorithms and potential price action going forward can tell us things about on closures of candles and stuff like that. So me seeing the closure of like I said, 196, and then at the open. So at the open, I'm watching this for two things. Either it doesn't hold up, it doesn't hold its base here that it started at from yesterday at 190, and you can see the pre-market is holding 190, right? And anytime it even goes towards 190, it tends to get bought up. And then here, the only time that it did breach 190 was at the opening candle, where there's a lot of volatility and volume comes in. So it broke down to 188 and instantly got pushed right back up. So to me, after seeing that and it not breaking down, I'm thinking, okay, this has got a lot of support and it's very bullish. So that's why I had my alert set. And so sure enough, as soon as it broke through 198 and through 200, it went all the way to 211. So that's a 12-point move in, well, just about 10 minutes. No, sorry, this is a 10-minute chart. So 12-point move in about 20 minutes there. So I got into this. I got out of most of my position at I think halfway up, and then exited around, final exit was around 209. I only took 100 shares because it can be very volatile. But that was definitely some solid analysis there on where we could see a move. And it did produce a pretty nice one at that. There were a couple other attempts at trades that didn't really go as well as I would have liked. Plug is really a tough one. So I had been watching this one as it was making pretty much a cup and handle formation here. And you can see it holding this ascending support line. So I was looking for it to push through the high day. And then like, this is what I don't like about the stock. Just randomly, all of a sudden it bounces. And there might have been a moving average or something like that. It bounced off of that I don't have on my chart. But, it moved from 69.82 to 73.90 in a 1 5 minute candle, right? So like, how can you get into that? How can you even get out on this wick? So it's like, that's a little bit frustrating. This one I don't like it. It's very crowded, very whippy, and so I did try, because it's been moving so well. You can see, right, as it broke out here from 37, it's almost doubled in price. So it has been obviously moving upward very strongly, but I didn't see the resolution that I wanted to see out of it. And yeah, I think that was pretty much everything that we were looking at today. And um, I've had pulled up a few recent IPOs, but nothing was really catching my eye all that much other than those names that I had stuck to. Oh, sorry, I did trade one other. I don't have it on my watch list anymore. That's why I didn't see it. But NKLA, this one had some news regarding a deal that they managed to secure. And so it pushed up nicely right out the open, really strong. And so I ended up getting in, not on this initial move, on the second move, went long. And then we saw the volume top here at, it didn't crack. Where is it? 2263, 2262. So I went short. I can't remember what my entry was here. I don't know why it's. And on this volume top, no, sorry, that's wrong. So initially, because I hadn't seen this bar yet, so this was the volume top here. We can see a really strong move up towards 22. And this topped out at 22, 21.98. So I saw that and I went short with a potential volume top in mind, but I got short really close to 22 and my stop was above 22. So that if it broke above 22, I was stopped out with a smaller size risk, but the downside obviously had a lot of potential because it had moved up so much. It didn't make a sharp move down. I think I got about 25 cents out of it, but it was a low risk trade and it ended up working out okay. But sometimes you have to be really quick on those because they can move fast, especially at the open when there's a little more volume. So yeah. The only other thing I wanted to mention was this morning I did have an issue with my broker again at the open, getting my orders stuck at like 9:30. It seems to happen more frequently right at the open. And they can say it's the market makers or whatever. No, it's the platform. Because they can't, I think the platform can't handle the amount of volume that's going on. But anyways, besides the point, it actually didn't really hurt me too much. I tried to get long at 32 on this. It ended up pushing up to 34 and a halt. So I might have made some profit, but at the same time, ended up halting right downwards at 29 afterwards. So I was looking at taking less shares because it was the open and because this one was a more volatile name than maybe I've been accustomed to trading. It was up quite a bit to start the day, so I didn't want to take too much size. But that could have resulted again in a situation where I was halted and I couldn't get orders to fill or whatever, which could have totally changed the outcome of the day, right? And that's how you can see that something out of my control can be a significant issue. So it's going to be something I'm going to have to watch for. I think, potentially if there is something I really like at the open, then I may have to just take half the size that I normally would, and then, potentially add to it as it's got confirmation. Because I'm a breakout trader, I don't always look for confirmation because I look for confirmation in the chart. Of before I enter, before I enter with my full size position. So, but it might be something I need to be conscious of and ensure that I'm not getting myself in a situation after I've done a great job, reinvigorating the account and making some progress, that having my broker caused an issue. So because I think the last red day that I had was potentially that issue with my broker. So feels like a long time ago with holidays and everything else, but yeah. So anyways, green day today, really great day, good day, and we're continuing to improve on the gains and the profits. So look to continue that tomorrow. 2 days left in the week, and we will see what tomorrow brings.